A novelist once said, happiness is like a butterfly, which, when pursued, is always just beyond your grasp, but which, if you will sit down quietly, may alight upon you. There is an old legend about a big dog who saw a little dog chasing its tail and asked, "Why are you chasing your tail so?" The puppy answered, "Well, I have a master philosophy which no dog, and I have solved the problems of the universe which no dog before me has rightly solved. I have learned that the best thing for a dog is happiness, and that happiness is my tail. Therefore, I am chasing it, and when I catch it, I shall have happiness." And the old dog replied, "My son, I too have just that. Happiness is the fine thing for a dog, and that happiness is in my tail. But I have noticed that when I chase after it, it keeps running away from me. But when I go about my business, it comes after me." Affirmatively, you and I are in persistent pursuit of happiness. But what is happiness? Is happiness something that can be obtained by pursuit? Is it a product of circumstance or surroundings? Is it to be equated with money in the bank, a diploma on the wall, the respect of one's friends and neighbors? What would it take to make us happy, really happy? In today's gospel, Jesus talked about happiness, but not in the same way you or I talked about it. In fact, he turned our understandings of happiness upside down. Blessed are the poor, blessed are the hungry, blessed are those who weep, blessed are the excluded. Most of us are more comfortable with doing something for the unfortunate than being one of them. Some of us may go help the hungry, volunteer to do charity work at the food pantry, but none of us wants to be in their situations. Here's something I read about the late Mother Teresa of Calcutta. When the Pope came to Calcutta to see what Mother Teresa was doing, he was so impressed that he gave her as the gift his own private, expensive white limousine. She took one look at the big, expensive car and said, "Oh, thank you." The first thing she did was to announce a raffle to sell the limousine. The money went for her house for the dying. Mother Teresa assured that nothing brings greater happiness than reaching out in love and mercy to another human being who is hurting. Brothers and sisters, if you and I understood this, we would understand the additional source of true happiness. Happiness is not found in wealth or power or pleasure or full belly. It is a curious spiritual principle that the more we have, the more we demand out of life. This is not to say that in order to find happiness, we need to give away everything we possess. But we can be certain that happiness comes from some other source. We can have the most desperate of circumstances and still be happy. There are only two sources of happiness in this entire world, according to my opinion and experience. One is a right relationship with God. The other is a right relationship with our fellow human beings. Would you agree? Everything else is extraneous. So, brothers and sisters, take a good look at your system of values. Amen?